Tom Staub here. Today, we're going to look at the 3 stages of the real estate journey. Let's get started. Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 stages of the real estate journey. Now, what's interesting to think about is that everyone that becomes a real estate investor goes through a journey. And unfortunately or fortunately, a lot of the learning that you'll do in real estate is learned on the job. A lot of these tutorials that I teach, a lot of the books that I recommend, a lot of the courses that I have, they will help you build that foundation and avoid many mistakes. But unfortunately, there are just so many nuances of real estate that you're gonna have to kind of learn on the job, okay? However, there are 3 main phases that everyone will go through. And if you stick it out in real estate and continue to invest in real estate, this will likely happen to you as well. Okay, let's get started. Number one, the first stage in real estate is really the learning in the first step. And I say this because I see a lot of clients face the analysis paralysis, or really the inaction or the action of inaction. And what happens is they get caught up either in the research of doing a deal and never really do a deal, or they take the action. Now, when they take the action, there's a lot of things they'll learn. They'll learn the process of acquiring a loan. They'll learn the process of, finding a right tenant, unless someone's doing it for them. They'll learn the process of managing their portfolio, right? Now, what the beauty of this stage is, as they go through this, they begin to understand, the ins and outs of how to scale up their operations, the right documents they need, the right worksheets they need, how best to manage their properties and tenants. And so it's a big learning lesson in this first stage. So the first stage is really about action and learning. Stage 2. Now, stage 2 is an interesting one because this is where they see the upside, they see the potential of real estate, and so they begin to reshape their mind. And in that, they begin to funnel more and more funds into real estate or real estate investments because they see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, what happens here is this is really a process by which you should make automatic. So allocate a certain amount of savings per month and make it automatic, and then have goals every year that relate to the amount of savings you're having. So one common one that when I started out was I wanted to buy 2 rental properties per year. So I had a savings allocation automatically happening every month. And at the end of every year, I was hitting those goals. Stage 3, this one's interesting because after you've gone through the learning journey, after you understand why it's such a powerful instrument, at this point, you've already accumulated a portfolio and you're still doing what you learned in stage 2. But what happens is now it's snowballed, and now the money's rolling in substantially, and now the wealth has grown to a point where you now have to start thinking about things like tax strategy. You need to start thinking about things like, how do I scale up from here? How do I upgrade into better properties? How do I expand my portfolio to essentially make it automatic, right? This is where you begin to realize you don't want to deal with a lot of the headaches. You're open to buying higher quality products with lower returns so that you can scale up your operations even bigger and essentially become a very passive investor. At this stage, it's the nirvana of real estate, if you will. This is where you know what you're doing, you understand the lingo, you know how to manage your properties, you have a decent sized portfolio, and now it's all about scalability and operational success. This is huge, okay? So this is all about the systems in place that I talk about. This is all about knowing, when to do your books, have an accounting team in place. You probably have an admin helping you out with certain tasks. This is all about scalability, okay? Most of my clients are reaching this stage around years 5 through 7. So year 1 is really the learning in the getting ready for the big step. And then beyond that, years 2 through 6, give or take, are really the middle stage or stage 2. And then after that, it's stage 3, okay? So hopefully you found this helpful. Again, feel free to add some comments. I'd love to hear about your tips and strategies that you've used to scale up your portfolio, and be sure to like the video. Thanks, y'all.